In this video, I wanted to explain the concept of resonance in the voice and also show you a real-time graph of the overtones in my voice. When you hear someone's voice and it kind of perks up your ears and it makes you go, oh wow, what a great sounding voice. It's so full and rich. You are reacting to the resonance and the overtones in that person's voice. That type of voice commands attention. It is compelling, and people listen more because it attracts us on a certain level. For us to have the greatest experience of our own voice, it is very helpful to build up resonance. So let's take a look at what resonance actually is. Resonance is the intensity or quality of tone that you hear and feel when you make sound. It is caused by the reverberation of sound waves from your vocal folds, which are vibrating very, very fast. That's why we talk about hydration and how important it is, because the outer three layers of those vocal folds are like jello that hasn't hardened yet. And you can imagine if you aren't hydrated, that starts to stick together a little bit and your voice will not oscillate as freely as it would normally if you were hydrated. When you start to make sound, what will happen is that the sound will actually interact or bounce against what's inside of your mouth and your head, like your soft palate, your hard palate, which is the roof of your mouth, the resonating chambers of your sinuses, and so forth. And it will start to become more amplified and develop more overtones, which we're going to see later on in the video. Another thing that I think is so fascinating is if you listened to your sound as it was produced right at the vocal folds, like if you could take your vocal folds and just put them outside of your body, before it comes up into your resonating chambers, your face, your sinuses, it would sound so different. You have ever heard one of those little ultralight airplanes? They have a very funny, buzzy kind of a sound. It's very distinctive. Well, believe it or not, that's what your voice sounds like. Kind of like, ee. What makes your voice so uniquely yours is the shape of your throat, the shape of your mouth, your sinuses, your head, your chest. In other words, your unique facial and throat structure, and your personality, and all the experiences that you have had in your life. So that's why your voice is as unique as your fingerprint. There has never been, and will never be again, a voice like yours. So let's take a look at the overtones in my voice using my cool new program called the Overtone Analyzer. Okay, so here is the new program that I got that I was telling you about in the last video that can actually record in real time the overtones above a certain pitch. And you can sing into this or speak or make any kind of sound really. But for purposes of the video today, I wanted to first show you what my singing bowl sounded like in this program. And what you're going to be seeing is you're going to be seeing the full complement of the sound, which is so much more than you think it is. So here we go. I'm going to press record, and let's see what happens. So what you're seeing here is pretty fascinating, actually. These lines represent all of the frequencies that are in that one particular sound, okay? And that sound is F sharp. So that's what you're hearing. And this big red one is called the fundamental pitch. So that's the one that your ear really hears. That's the dominant sound that your ear hears. So as you can see, there are specific frequencies that are above the fundamental pitch, which is that F sharp. we have at the octave above, then the fifth above that. See all these, whoops, this one. See all these pitches are above, and you would never even know that unless you had one of these programs. I'm a geek, can you tell? I'm a sound geek. I love it. So I'm filtering out the rest of the pitches so you will be able to hear all of the separate frequencies and overtones. Now there's the fundamental. And then we're going to move up to the first harmonic. And then we're going to move up to the second harmonic. And then the third, you can hardly hear it. And then the fourth. I think that's the fifth, sorry. They're very close together. See, as we're going up. So that is the full complement of that pitch. Okay, so let's see what my voice looks like with all the overtones. I'm going to be singing C4, which is middle C on the piano. And I didn't explain before, but you can see how we have the piano keyboard, which is now vertical. And this really helps you get an idea of what the overtone series looks like. And I have this feature called sliders where you can see each of the frequencies of each of the overtones. And also, what's really fascinating is that no matter what sound is played or the type of sound, these overtones follow a specific pattern of intervals. And intervals are the space between the notes. So this from C4 to C5 is an octave, and from C5 to G5 is an interval of a fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, D, E, F, G. So, and then it goes on and on and on, and they're always the same pattern, always. So I thought that's kind of fascinating. So here goes. Let's see what my voice looks like. Ah. Look at the overtones in the human voice. Look at all that. Now the singing bowl was pretty cool too, but nothing like the human voice. I let that sink in a little bit. So let's add those frequency filters, or at least one, so you can get an idea. And now here again, as before with the singing bowl, this is the fundamental pitch, and the fundamental pitch for my voice was the note C. So you're going to be able to hear that now when I play it. Or not. There it is. And again, that's what you hear. What you think you hear, but there's so much more. So now we're going to move up and go up to that first harmonic. And that's an octave above. Yes. And now the second harmonic. And the third harmonic. Okay, and it goes on and on and on. And look how many above. See all these above here? Now this is very interesting. There's something called the singer's formant, which is located in this area around 3,000 hertz. And the singer's formant is very interesting because that really speaks to what we were talking about earlier about resonance. That has to do with the ring or ping in the voice. And you really want to have that pingy, ringy sound, or that complement of that sound in your voice, and you get that by developing resonance. And the more you can open up the back of your throat, the more you will develop that singer's or that vocalist's formant. It doesn't have to be necessarily just for a singer. So let's take a look at let's see what this sounds like as I'm playing it again. There's the full sound. And there's the formant. And go back down one more time. Cool, right? I thought this was a really great way of illustrating the amazing complexity of your voice. I think sometimes when we have a visual, it really helps to be able to have a greater understanding. So I hope this was helpful for you. When you speak or tone or chant or do mantra or just make organic sound, you are literally bathing your body in all of these amazing frequencies.